Welcome to this deep dive, where we take fascinating sources and pull out the knowledge you need to know.
Today, we're looking at the professional journey of Manish, a data science consultant.
Yep, our goal is to really understand what drives success in this field. We're using his online profile to look at his experiences and his achievements.
And what jumps out almost immediately is that Manish, well, he's just 25, but he's already built up quite a substantial career. Real impact.
Right, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What are the key things, the factors that let someone grow so fast and, make such big contributions in data science?
Exactly. So that's the mission for this deep dive.
We're going to dig into the skills he's got, the projects he's worked on, his whole career path, really, to pull out some valuable insights.
So whether you're already in data science or maybe thinking about your own career, or even just curious about how advanced analytics is used today,
we think you'll find some interesting takeaways here. Let's start with his skills, the core capabilities.
Okay, so looking at his profile, Manish has a really robust, very current skill set. He highlights proficiency in areas like NLP, that's natural language processing.
Right, teaching computers language.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And large language models, GPT, he puts himself at 90% proficiency there, which is impressive.
Wow, 90%.
And that's alongside a similar level, 90% again, in those fundamental data science libraries. NumPy for numbers, Pandas for handling data.
Scikit-learn for machine learning, SciPy 2.
Yep, all the core tools.
That 90% across such critical tools, well, it really signals a strong technical base, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
And it's not just knowing the tools, is it? He also lists strong abilities in actually applying machine learning, data-driven optimization, general data analysis.
Which suggests someone who gets the theory, but more importantly, can use it effectively on real problems.
Right. So how do these skills likely play out in his work?
Well, you can see the connections. That strength in NLP and LLMs probably puts him right in the mix for generative AI work, like creating text or images.
Or building smart chatbots.
Exactly. And then the machine learning and optimization side, that's key for everything from predictive modeling to just making processes run better across different industries.
Okay, so a strong current toolkit seems fundamental. Let's move on to where he's actually used these skills, his experience. He's had several roles already. Let's start with the latest one at TCG Digital.
Right, so he's been a data science consultant there since August 2023. And what's really striking is how clearly his work connects to tangible business improvements for clients.
Yeah, like in the oil and gas sector, he developed this hybrid optimization approach. It used ML prediction and something called a differential evaluation algorithm.
Sounds complex.
It does, but the outcome mentioned is significant, an estimated $2 million in annual savings.
Wow, $2 million. That's a huge impact, especially in a major industry like oil and gas.
What kind of problem might need a hybrid approach like that?
Well, often in complex places like oil and gas, you've got, data insights, but also really established operational rules, safety protocols.
Right.
So a hybrid approach probably lets you use the machine learning predictions to find improvements, but still work within the existing constraints. That $2 million savings suggests he found some key efficiencies.
Makes sense. Okay, moving to a different field, textiles. Here, Manish implemented a custom margin maximization algorithm.
Again, the details aren't there, but the results are clear. 30% less scheduling time and better resource use.
That shows how data can streamline operations, right? How big a deal is a 30% cut in scheduling time there?
Oh, it's significant. In manufacturing, especially textiles with tight schedules, that 30% reduction means cost savings, faster production, maybe quicker response to orders.
Better use of machines, people.
Exactly. It suggests his algorithm found more optimal ways to sequence things compared to maybe older methods.
The industry variety is interesting too. Petrochemicals next. He built a price forecasting model, location-specific, with 98% accuracy.
98%. That's very high for price forecasting.
And it factored in transport costs, gave a 3-month outlook, used XTreeBoost, that's a popular ML algorithm. What does 98% accuracy really mean in that kind of market?
Well, petrochemical markets can be volatile, so 98% is exceptionally good.
Yeah.
It means the model he built was really effective at capturing the key factors driving price changes.
And adding transport costs and a 3-month view must be really valuable for business decisions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For buying, inventory, sales strategy, much more informed decisions.
And then there's his work in generative AI. This was for a biopharma client. He led a project using a GPT-4 chatbot integrated with RA, that's Retrieval Augmented Generation.
Right, to pull in external knowledge.
And LangChain, a framework for building these things.
There's both a 30% efficiency gain. What kind of efficiencies would they be looking for in biopharma?
Biopharma deals with massive amounts of complex info, research papers, clinical data, regulations.
So efficiency gains could mean faster literature reviews, researchers finding info quicker, maybe better internal comms. A 30% gain suggests the chatbot really cut down time and effort on those tasks.
Freeing up highly skilled people for other things.
Precisely.
Okay, so that's his current role. Before TCG Digital, he was an intern, a quantitative analyst intern at Z3 Systems, remote, US-based. But the scope seems pretty big for an internship.
It really does. He built a market analytics dashboard monitoring over 500 metrics. U.S. stocks, ETFs, mutual funds.
Handling large-scale financial data then.
Definitely. And he also developed quantitative screening algorithms to find stock entry points. So applied financial modeling skills there too.
And this bare bottom analysis he did on over 10,000 stocks and funds, it reportedly improved portfolio resilience by 18% and cut recovery time by 25% in down markets.
Interesting metrics.
Yeah, how do you actually measure resilience and recovery time like that?
Resilience usually means how well the portfolio holds up during a big downturn, less loss compared to a benchmark maybe. That 18% suggests his analysis helped reduce losses.
Oh.
And recovery time is just how long it takes to get back to the previous peak value after a dip. So 25% faster recovery. You'd calculate these using historical data and simulations.
Got it. So even as an intern, pretty impactful work. And before Z3, a data science internship at Anagadam Technologies in Bangalore.
Yes, and even earlier, still a broad range of projects.
Like automating financial data extraction from annual reports using Python.
Classic automation task. Saves time, reduces errors.
And he built stock forecasting models using LSTM and RNN. Those are neural networks, right?
Yep, good for time series data, like stocks. And he reported 97.66% accuracy for 7-day forecasts. Very high.
It's that mix, again, practical automation, advanced prediction. Plus, he did NLP sentiment analysis, trying to link chairman's messages to stock performance.
Which shows he's thinking about how text data can give market insights.
And he built the whole pipeline, didn't he? Scraped news with Selenium, did the analysis, stored it in SQL.
Right, end to end. Data acquisition, processing, storage, analysis.
And then this seems quite advanced. For an intern, he deployed it all on AWS EC2.
Amazon's cloud platform.
Yeah, with scheduled runs using cron jobs, email alerts, the whole package. What does it tell you when an intern takes it that far?
It tells you they have a lot of initiative, strong technical skills, and they understand how these things work in the real world, not just in theory. It's about making it usable.
Definitely shows a proactive, resourceful approach. Okay, so beyond formal jobs, he also lists some personal projects.
Let's look at those. The in-house LM project he did at TCG Digital, sounds recent, August to October 2024.
Very current, with generative AI booming. He led development of a custom language model system, used FastAPI for the APIs.
So leadership and back-end skills.
And he paid attention to important stuff. Privacy, using Docker for containers, and scalability with Elasticsearch.
Crucial for enterprise schools.
And the metrics. Sub 100 millisecond response time for 1,000 users. That quantifies the performance. Why are response time and scalability so key for an internal LLM?
Well, for users, a slow tool is frustrating. They just won't use it. So speed is vital for adoption and productivity.
Thanks.
And scalability means it won't fall over as more people use it or the data grows. Handling both shows a practical, enterprise-ready mindset.
Okay, another project, this one from his university days at IIT Kharagpur, Subjective Answers Grading System.
Using NLP to automate grading. That's a tough challenge.
He reported 92% accuracy. That's quite high for subjective text.
Impressive. And he worked on efficiency too.
Yeah, used SVD, singular value decomposition, a math technique to reduce text analysis time by 40%.
Smart optimization.
And he compared different methods, LSA versus Jacquard and cosine similarity, getting a 20% improvement in precision and accuracy. That shows real rigor in evaluation, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
What exactly do precision and accuracy mean for grading?
Well, accuracy is the overall percentage graded correctly. Precision is more specific, like of all the answers the system gave an A, how many actually deserved an A?
Got it. So a 20% improvement means it got significantly better at making the right calls, closer to a human grader.
Exactly. And one more project, also from IIT Kharagpur, Sentiment Analysis US Airlines.
Looks like an earlier NLP project. classifying Twitter sentiment.
Right, achieved 78% accuracy. And the profile shows his process. Started with TF-IDF and random forest, got about 75%.
Simpler method.
Then improved it to 78% using SVM, support vector machines.
A more powerful algorithm. It shows that iterative improvement process, right?
Yeah, what can we learn from seeing someone try different approaches like that?
It shows the reality of data science. You experiment, you learn, you iterate. Understanding different algorithms, knowing how to tune them, that's key. His trying different things is a great sign.
You really see the skills evolving over time. Okay, let's talk about the foundation for all this, his education. Bachelor of Technology in Aerospace Engineering from IIT Kharagpur.
Yeah, aerospace engineering. Might seem like an odd path to data science at first glance.
But when you look at what they study...
Exactly. Aerodynamics, structures, propulsion, flight dynamics, avionics, spacecraft design, it's all deeply quantitative, heavy on math and physics.
And very practical too, right? Labs, design projects, computational methods.
Absolutely. So the skills developed are things like advanced math, CAD, simulation, data analysis from experiments, systems thinking, project management.
So how do those engineering skills map onto data science?
Well, think about engineering. It's about breaking down complex problems, rigorous analysis, using data to validate everything.
Okay, yeah.
Those skills are directly transferable. Logical thinking, handling complexity, getting insights from data. It's the same core skill set needed in data science. That engineering background probably gave him a really strong analytical foundation.
It really highlights how a strong quantitative background, whatever the field, can be a huge asset for data science. Okay, finally, let's just briefly mention the awards and recognition listed.
Right, it's not just about the technical stuff. His profile mentions a Young Blood Award for participation.
Member of a silver-winning stage play team.
Volunteering with NSS tree planting, sanitation work, participating in blood drives.
It adds another dimension, doesn't it? Shows someone involved beyond just academics or work.
Definitely paints a more holistic picture, a commitment to community and personal development.
And there were academic awards, too.
Yes, an award for exceptional academic performance mentioned from Smriti Zubinirani and the Tanamata Scholarship from the CM of Rajasthan. Earlier recognition, showing consistent dedication.
So what do these awards, academic and extracurricular, add to the overall picture?
I think they show a highly motivated, well-rounded person. Academically strong, professionally driven, but also engaged socially. Suggests a strong work ethic across the board.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive into Manish's profile, what are the main takeaways for you?
For me, it's the speed of his progress. Really rapid. And the fact he's delivering measurable results across so many different industries, oil and gas, textiles, pharma, finance.
Yeah, the breadth is impressive.
And that aerospace background, proving the value of that core analytical thinking. Plus, his personal projects show real initiative.
From my side, it's that clear mix of deep technical skill with a very practical, results-focused approach. He's not just doing theory, he's applying it to make a difference.
Agreed.
And his journey really underlines that a strong quantitative foundation, even from a field like aerospace, can be a fantastic launchpad for data science.
Absolutely. So maybe a final thought for you listening. Think about the kind of problem solving, the data-driven thinking we saw in Manish's journey.
How could that apply in your own world, your own field, even if you don't have his specific technical skills?
What complex data might be sitting around in your area, and what actionable insights could be hiding in there, waiting for someone to look with that kind of analytical eye?
It's a good reminder, isn't it? The principles are broadly applicable.